All right, let's get into everybody's favorite thing, game critique.
He's like, yeah, you know, I'm excited and excited to try it for the first time and without missing a fucking beat. I'm talking about like this. Lilith goes, yeah, it's kind of like sucking a dick for the first time. I don't know what, I always like Quinn. I don't know what his deal is, but
If you just say, hello, can I have a bit of your time? I know you're busy. You will never get a reply because that's what scammers say, basically.
that's what the art sellers say. You have to have the balls to talk about something that maybe not a lot of people are talking about. I think there's a couple different kind of streamers. The best way if you're like just another streamer to try to get to another streamer is through Discord, but that might, you know, you probably, if you're doing business inquiries that way, it probably needs to go through their business. Most guys have a business email that goes to the business email that way. Because I do know some guys that we can do it.
All right, let's get into everybody's favorite thing, game critique.
Uh-oh.
D4. What's one thing they did right and one thing that still makes you rage?
God. What did they do right? I guess the okay. They built up the hype that the marketing campaign and the hype that they built up. That they did that right. I mean, if some of these other small games, like if they marketed, and see, this is what pisses me off about when anytime you talk bad about Diablo 4, the people that love Diablo 4 will say, well, it sold X amount of millions and zillions of copies.
500 million in 1 week.
Right. Well, so did Saint Anger from Metallica. It's still a dog shit ass fucking album. And there's still people out there that like hearing Lars's snare, ping, ping, Saint Anger, ping, ting, ting, ping, ping. They like hearing that shit, and that's fine. But it doesn't mean it's a good game. Yeah. And so if you give like, okay, let me think here. Like if you gave Beyond Creation the budget that Metallica had to promote an album, it most likely would do that kind of sales as well. At least that's the views that I have. So, you know, if you gave Path of Exile 2 Blizzard marketing to where there was KFC had a Path of Exile 2 sandwich and Megan Fox was shaking her hiney in a Path of Exile 2 thong, then it would probably have that kind of sales as well. But we're talking, this is quadruple A gaming with a super established nostalgia franchise. And I mean, but you saw the advertising campaign they did. It was, I mean, it worked.
Oh, it was on buses and shit where I was.
Yeah. I mean, it was in New York City. I mean that's if you plaster something everywhere, people are gonna buy it.
Yeah.
You know, talk about. I mean, I'd love to know like the numbers we never hear. I'd love to know the refund. You know, the amount of people that refunded, and I'd like to actually know the real number of people that still play today, which we'll never know. Blizzard never releases their numbers, but and there's no third-party site that will give you an even close to accurate estimation unless it's on Steam, and nobody plays Blizzard games on Steam.
And how much they spent, right? Because if they made 500 million in the first week, maybe they spent 600 million, right? So that's the...
Yeah. Have you ever sat through the credits?
No.
The credits are 1 hour long. They are one. So me and my buddy EB, and I told you about him, when D4 came out, we did I did a marathon stream, and we did a 36-hour stream is what I did. But we beat it in one go. Me and him teamed up. We beat the campaign together, and we sat there. I said, let's just see. We're delirious at this point, but let's see how long the credits are. It is legit close. It means like 58 minutes, 52 minutes, but it's a fucking hour. And if you, for one of the researches I did on the video, if you actually look into all of the credits, a lot of the work they did is outsourced. And so that makes me wonder how much they probably spent an absolute fucking pile on this game. I don't think a lot of it was done in house. Why do you need all of these outsourced? And there's so much artists on there. It's insane.
But
And I
dude,
think that's where a lot of the development budget went to, was all the artwork.
they have the best art, I
So
reckon, though. Just personally, the cosmetics and shit, and just the way the game looks, I just think it's one of the best looking games. That's just me, though.
now, to me, like when it first came out, and I don't know, there's something fishy going on, but when it first came out, the graphics looked great. But now, the graphics look more like D3. And I noticed it after the expansion came out. And Rod Fergusson said something. They're working on the old ass engines. What I'm thinking they're doing still. But Rod even said in the interview, the game's maxed out. So if we want to add anything to the game, we have to remove things from somewhere in order to get new things in. So they had to do that for the expansion. But where was that take from? And I'm wondering if it didn't come from the graphics a little bit. And I've had multiple people in my community notice it too. Like, I'm not talking about the cosmetics. I'm just talking about the in-game graphics. They just seem like, I hadn't played it in a while, and I watched it again. I was like, this looks a little, I don't know. But
might be a good comparison video to make, actually.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's just so dead. It's the deadest dead horse. It's been cremated, and I mean, that's just the reality on my channel. It's just I have an analogy on my channel. When a game's bad, there's a shelf.
Yeah,
and
not
when
fair
the community when the community deems the game is bad, it goes on the shelf. No matter, and you see it with D3. They actually made excuse me, they made huge improvements to Diablo 3 throughout the course of its life, but it was later on in the life cycle. So people that played it before the expansion came out and all, when it was a mess, they will still tell you to this day that Diablo 3 is a shitty game, which in reality, like Diablo 3 Season 27 was fucking fun as shit. I mean, there was a lot of fun shit that happens to that, but once you get that, the game's bad, it stays bad. So it stayed on that shelf where it's bad, and now it's to the point where we're in the 8th season, whatever the fuck season it is.
Yeah,
the devs, there's new faces all the time. There's still, it just feels like the same recycle. Just everyone's rinsed it away. So I don't know. It's just, hell, even Rax and them ain't playing it. Like, it's just, I don't know, it's dead, even though it's not a dead game, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's dead. Like, it's just there's no point. Frosty will make some content on it, but
yeah, I might take a look.
With PoE and PoE 2 going on, there's so much more. And Last Epoch, there's so much more content to make over with those games. And
why'd you choose?
I don't know what's.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna. I would like. It used to be fun to make, and maybe I ruined it. Maybe me and Frosty ruined it. I don't know, but it used to be fun to watch Blizzard stuff, because you didn't know, like, Rod Fergusson might come out high as fuck, talk about his fucking asshole, and offer everybody cookies. Like, that shit was cool though. Like, yeah, it was fun for us to make fun of him and like meme on him and shit, but like that was fun. Like, that was engaging about the game, and it like made people want to tune in to see, like, oh, could there be some more content, or like. And they've sanitized it now to where, like, we never see Rod. We don't see the old guys we used to like. Like, there's no, everything feels like it's paid actors, and it's just, it feels so corporate and cheesy, and I feel gross.
But they have
I feel like if I try to cover that content, then I'm farming people. And if you like D4, I'm totally cool with that. I love you, but I ain't gonna farm you for shit, because I know, probably in a few videos you're like, this guy doesn't like this game. Like, I don't want to watch it. So
yeah, they had that
sad
whole
reality of it.
Company restructure, right? Because there was whatever guys were abusing chicks or something, and then I'm guessing
the titty milk incident.
Yeah. So I'm guessing everything kind of got changed a lot from there, and then you had all these movements with the LGBTQ, etc., and pretty much I think Blizzard got like rainbowed pretty hard, and then pretty much So a lot of things changed.
I'm gonna interrupt you and tell you a story that I'm gonna let out now. I've been
Go for
saving it.
it.
It's my biggest regret as a content creator is that I did not release this piece of content. On the eve of the release, not the eve, but the weekend before Diablo 4 came out, there was a creator's supper. Maybe you remember. Anna Cake was there. Mr. Llama was there. I don't know if Rax was there. I don't remember. Bunch of the all the Diablo guys were there. Whatever. It was a big supper, and Lilith was there. And Lilith was a drag queen.
Oh,
And
Jesus.
which, whatever, but whatever. So I'm watching Anna Cake stream, and Mr. Llama's sitting next to her. So they're both on camera, and we're talking or whatever. And Lilith comes up behind them and starts talking to Mr. Llama. And, Mr. Llama hated D4 even before it came out. Like, he wanted nothing to do with it. And Lilith's talking to him like, oh, what'd you think about Diablo 4? You excited and all? And he's like, yeah. I'm excited and excited to try it for the first time. And without missing a fucking beat, I'm talking about like this. Lilith goes, yeah, it's kind of like sucking a dick for the first time.
Are you serious?
On their lot as a fucking heart attack.
Jesus Christ.
And Anna Cake looked like this, and Mr. Llama looked like this, and your boy Hawg on the other side of this monitor, I was looking at it, was like, what the fuck? And
wow.
I don't give a damn what a person does. I don't care. I'm not one of those rednecks that sits here and tells you what to do.
Even if that was a chick, that's pretty inappropriate, right? Like,
it doesn't matter who it is. I don't care if it's a drag queen or not. I don't give a fuck.
That's
but why does the video game release night have to be sexualized, and you don't care to just come over and just start talking about sucking dick on somebody's live stream? Like, that's my other big thing. Like, what if that was Action Aaron? Like, what if he was there with a family thing, and like the Lilith comes over and starts talking about sucking a dick for the first time? So when you say that they've been rainbow pretty hard, they can do whatever they want to, but that's what I have. I don't like. I want the game to be about Diablo and shit. So if we can just keep it about that, like, keep everyone's personal, just like if they were to put politics in the game, like, I wouldn't want, like a Donald Trump in there or some other fucking politician in there either. So, like, let's just keep it about Diablo. But that was the biggest regret I've ever had with content, is I was scared to release that. I don't know why. I would just, I didn't want to piss anybody off or whatever. Cause I don't give a shit what somebody does.
Have you still got it?
But no, nope. That was years ago. I mean, what?
Damn well, I promise I am not hiding a cock down here.
It was, it was very, and I don't know if you were to ask Anna Cake and I bet you if you were to ask them off stream, they'd remember. But I don't know if they would tell you publicly if they remember that or not. But I remember it clear as if I could not fucking believe. And I was just annoyed at it. Like,
nah, that's insane.
Why? Like, why? Like, this is Diablo. Like, why? Like, first of all, no offense, Lilith, but like, why are you even in the fucking game to begin with? Like, I don't read the books, but I played all the games, and Lilith was a lesser evil that you kind of slapped real quick on the way to fight Ubers in Diablo 2. So I don't know why she's all of a sudden the Blessed Mother, and they've changed the lore all up to where hell's now, or heaven's now not really good anymore. Like, I hate all that. They've just ruined every fucking thing to me.
In the mother of our life between heaven and hell, my baby is the Nephilim.
I think it's interesting. Diablo almost tries to tell a real life story of heaven and hell, because Lilith and all of this is not really created by Blizzard. It's actually folklore. It's like lore, right? Back in ancient times.
Yeah, a lot of it. Yep.
And Nephilim is like a real term.
Hot.
Anunnaki,
that's why I get annoyed
and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So they're trying to like make a game wrapped around this actual history, and I think Lilith is something that's kind of she's an angel and a demon kind of at the same time. So she gave birth to like humans or something, which are the Nephilim. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. I believe in Diablo 3, shit kind of already started where they literally made Diablo a female. That was kind of like, what? But yeah, in
Mm,
Diablo 4, I guess the pedal went further down on things like this.
yeah, it just
Um,
went so. At least D3 still had some sort of the like. You were like I was big into the lore of D1, D2,
mm,
and D3 followed a little bit, but it you know, like you said, it went off the rails a little bit. But to go this far, and I respect, like, sure, they're trying to do what, you know, I respect what you said about trying to write a story and what she did. But if you're an old school player and you've been playing the game, like, you don't read the lore or anything they do, you just are involved in the lore in the game. It doesn't make it never made sense to me. Like, yeah, it's cool, whatever. But it just
I get
never
what you
made
mean.
any sense. Like, it would have been way more badass if they brought back like Deckard Cain. Like, what it screams to me is a bunch of people made this game that never played any of the fucking Diablos ever.
Mm.
And so if you're gonna nostalgia farm us for money, which we were warned about by some of the outgoing devs, that's fine. But do something like if Lilith had been uh, Deckard Cain,
Oh,
that had a
dude,
twist on it.
what they should do is bring out an expansion where Deckard Cain is fucking Diablo, dude. Like you see Deckard Cain and he's back, and it's like, how's he back alive? Yeah, there's always a thing as well. If you keep bringing back main characters, it's like they never die, and you start to think every time someone important dies, he's just gonna come back, which is also not good. But if
Well,
he comes
that's
back
part
as
of that's part of the lore of Diablo, though, is they never
they
they
never
never
really die.
die. They just get rebanished. So like it again reinforces they don't know their own fucking lore. Is but where is he? But see here's this
I
is
reckon
why
he's
I
gonna
don't
come
like
back
this
as
shit,
Diablo,
because I
man.
figured all this out early.
Yeah.
They're gonna bring all this back, but they're gonna charge us for it. We got Mephisto, kinda. And now, mark my fucking words, there's going to be two more. This was Vessel of Hatred, there's going to be Vessel of Terror, and there's going to be Vessel of Destruction. Or Vessel of Destruction will come next. It'll be Vessel of Destruction, and it'll be Baal, and then we'll get Vessel of Terror, and there'll be Diablo. Mark my words right now, June 20, what is it, 21st, 2025, you'll see. There'll be two more expansions, and we will get the other primevals. They will farm us for the money. Yep, and it'll still be shitty tea.
Well,
Yes.
we've got the prediction, guys. So this is recorded. We'll make sure to do the cut there, and
We'll see what happens.
if it
Yeah.
happens, we're gonna come back to this. So anyway, we spoke about Last Epoch as well. Why'd you choose to grind there when you could have stuck to the bigger names? Obviously, we've talked about Diablo, but you could be focusing more on Path of Exile, for example.
I don't look at my content that way. So that's where I'm different too, I guess. And it's not I don't say this as like, it's actually a detriment. I should be doing it like everybody else, to play what's popular. That's what's good for business, but I don't play games I don't like or I don't jive with, or like, that's why I'm not playing the PoE 1 league right now, because I was late to the league start. So I was playing the Bornless, and I'm just, when I logged in to play it, it just I wasn't feeling it. And so I can sit there and make myself play PoE 1 and lie to my audience, say I'm having a blast, and they'll see right through that shit immediately and go against everything that I've made the channel about. That was my whole thing when I first started was, I've said, hell, I started criticizing Diablo 4. I didn't do that because I thought I was sitting here and was like, what's going to get me the most views? Let me say this, everyone's loving the game. Let me say it's bad. That's what a lot of people think I did, especially like guys like Quinn. Think I'm just a professional grifter. Now, I played it for 1 month as a druid, and it fucking sucked because I was always 18 frames behind everybody else, and I couldn't instant teleport to my fucking party members. And I got Rod Fergusson going on there saying, well, actually, I don't know if you guys know this, but you can instant teleport to your party members. You just open a town portal, go to town, there's their town portal, and then you go to town. I said, that's not fucking instant teleporting. The quality of life degraded from the previous game. Like, it was just a shitty fucking game to me. And so I made a video calling it out, and it pissed people off. It drove engagement. But that's how I make, like I should have, the same question could be, why didn't you stick out grinding Diablo 4 like everybody else when you went and played PoE. Like, so right after Asmon started covering all my shit, I went and started playing PoE. I was like, fuck this, I'm gonna go play something that's fun. I'm gonna go find another ARPG. Nobody was really even thinking about PoE at that time. DM wasn't playing it, Rax wasn't playing it, none of those guys were playing it. But I went over there and played it and actually found more viewers there. I had like my first 100 viewers the first time I went and played PoE because I found out PoE community likes new players coming in. They like to see the experiences and shit. So I had a blast with that. But the way that I stream and the way that I make my content or whatever is I play what I want to play and what's fun to me. And so the reason that I when Last Epoch, when the first like main release came out and everybody was playing it real hard, you remember, I didn't play it. I actually have a video on my YouTube saying the reason why I'm not playing Last Epoch, because everyone kept coming in. Why are you not playing Last Epoch? Why are you not playing Last Epoch? And I said, well, because I'm really into PoE right now. I'm trying to learn more about the game. I'm trying to get ready for PoE 2. And, like I want to be fair to LE. I don't want to like try to shit on it or anything, but I'm just not going to play it. So I didn't until it was a new season and, all the shit with PoE 2. Like I was, just not happy with the way PoE 2 was. So that's when I, tried Last Epoch, and Last Epoch I love Last Epoch. That's my favorite ARPG right now. And I just played it, and then when I finally hit my wall, I got frustrated and I left some feedback that I wish they'd change that would stop me from getting frustrated. And now I'm patiently waiting for season 3. But it's smart for a streamer to be in tune with his niche, and that's what all the pro guys do that have 1,000 viewers plus, and they follow the game that's released. Like you saw it with Slormancer. When Slormancer was released, everybody played Slormancer, and I just, I know that's bad for my content, but I just play what I want to play. I want to have fun, and that's why I do things the way I do. And it's not a positive thing, but it's just what I do.
Yeah, and
I
you're
don't
totally
like being
right.
disingenuous.
The ARPG content creators and community almost seem like a organism of some sort. Once something new comes out, everybody moves. And I see that even certain
Yep.
things that happen in the community, like random drama and whatnot, the next day you'll have every single ARPG content creator post about that very thing. It's like the
Mm-hmm.
same conversation everybody starts having all at the same time. It's
Mm-hmm.
actually really crazy. So
Yeah.
you also mentioned Quinn, right? I
Mm-hmm.
saw Quinn, like his video where he was saying a couple of things. He's also said a couple of things about like Wudijo and even Elon Musk. I found
Dude,
the
he
Elon
talks shit
Musk
about
one
interesting.
interesting. Yeah. Do you have
He talks shit about everybody.
anything to say about it?
I don't know what, I always like Quinn. I don't know what his deal is, but, I don't know if it's cause like I'm good friends with Rax, and I've made videos, talking shit, calling Rax out for shit I didn't agree with. And, I've had to apologize for, but I don't have anything to apologize for with Quinn. I don't know. He just has not liked me. And that's my life. That's fine. That's nothing new. You either like me or you hate my fucking guts. It's one or the other.
Yeah, everyone's
You're
like
not
that.
going to meet a whole lot of people. They're like, he's all right. Like, no, you either fucking hate me or you're like, I'm on Team Hawg. That's just the way it is. Ever since I was in fucking elementary school. But
Fair enough.
he got mad. What did he get mad about? I really don't know. Like, I don't know. He got mad one day because Frosty covered me. He was like, Hawg Gaming? Why are they covering Hawg Gaming? Why is he in this? I was like, bro, what is your fucking problem? I called him out one time because he streamed when Starfield was released, and he streamed the game, and he made thousands of subs off the game, and he refunded the game to make a point. And I thought that was distasteful for a fucking millionaire to refund a game that he made thousands of fucking dollars on, regardless if the game was dog shit or not. Like, you just take the fucking L as a business expense or whatever. But I just thought that was, personally, I thought that was fucking shitty. And who cares? It's another man like just calling you out for something. It's not a big a deal. Everybody makes such a big deal about fucking everything now. Like, oh my God, my feelings are hurt, or somebody said something, so that's the end of the goddamn world. No, it's just, hey, that was fucking dumb, and we're content creators, just like he does to everybody else, right? Talking about Wudijo and all these guys. Heaven forbid Hawg make a video saying you shouldn't have refunded the game, you're being a pussy. So nothing ever happened with that. We didn't have words or anything, and I put him in my I love this game, Path to Exile parody video that had the whole community. And it's a fucking parody and a joke. Like, I misread the guy, to be honest with you. I thought he was, you know, like a guy's guy, like he could cut up and talk shit and have fun, you know, like Rax can cut up and talk shit and have fun. I thought he was one of those guys, but he ain't one of those guys. Like, he gets his little tiny panties in a fucking wad. His thong gets crammed up his hiney hole the second you say anything. So anyway, I put him in the parody, and because like he's like the ARPG lolcow, you know, like everyone laughs at him and says his builds don't do any damage and calls him, you know, says, you know, Quinn build and all this shit, which I didn't come up with that. The community did. So anyway, I just put him in the, there's a guy that's in the music video that's, you know, kind of a loud guy that's, you know, kind of like Quinn. I've just, you know, just fun, you know, I put him in there, you know, dude, I put Rax in a fucking, in Terminator. When Terminator comes in, he's naked, and he's Terminator 2, and he comes into the damn, to the cafe, and he takes everybody out and throws the guy on the grill. I put Rax in there getting stabbed with a damn dagger right here. And it was a parody. Like, it's a joke. It was to the point where everyone's like, not Rax. And I went, he'll live. And I commented that on everybody's comment. Like, it's a fucking parody, but Quinn couldn't take it. Rax could take the joke. Quinn couldn't take it. I guess it hurt his feelings. I don't know. He never said. But anyway, fast forward, I guess about a month ago, I had a bunch of cool memes that were coming out, and I stay away from Quinn stuff because I know he don't care for me too much. And so I was just telling my audience, hey, go to our friends in the ARPG world, you know, like Gazzy or DM and all them, because like we do this every time we have a season start with something. If I've got a video out, you know, it's just kind of tradition. Everyone will go, Hawg's video, and, you know, DM will get it 10,000 times. Go, God damn it, I've seen Hawg's video already. Like, it's just a kind of a normal thing. So the audience, the ARPG viewers, imagine we share a lot of people, you know, they went over there and were trying to share the video. So one guy come in my stream and said, I just got banned for like a week or some shit in Quinn's chat for trying to share your video. And I was like, what the fuck? So I went over there to his stream, and I was like, dude, you are such a pussy. I was like, why are you being such a pussy? And because I'm sorry, what the fuck is your problem? The audience, not me. I didn't go over there. I didn't tell them. I told them to go share with our friends, not fucking Quinn. But I like, what's your problem, dude? The audience is sharing a funny video with you to watch because you're watching other videos like every other streamer's doing right now. But he's banning people for fucking sharing my shit. I was like, okay. So I went over there and called him a pussy because he is. So he saw that shit and flipped the fuck out. He was like, you're such, oh, fuck you, mate. You fucking grifter. And that's when he told me to go die. And then he tried to real quick, oh, I mean, in the internet. So that saved him from getting his ban. And then he went to call me fat ass and all this shit. Like, I weigh 195 pounds. I don't really know if I was like, do you even know who I am? Then he called me like a professional grifter, even though, like, I hate to tell everybody, you even say this on your show, but like that dude's talent is yelling. Chat. That's that dude's talent. 100%. I'm sorry. I mean, I built a streaming boat. I've been on OTK's top streamer and built a fucking poop chair, a real life prototype flushable fucking poop chair that you can sit in and take a shit and bidet your own fucking ass. Like, I've done shit that dude couldn't even dream about fucking doing, except sitting there and yell. Now, granted, he's a millionaire. Granted, he has 12 to 20,000 viewers. That's fine. But I still know, regardless, that I've done shit that he can't do. And so he can be there and be mad or whatever the fuck he wants, all he wants to, and call me fat and all that shit. That's fine. But he ain't done none of the shit that I've done. He ain't caught fucking multiple trophy 10-pound bass. You know, like, I don't, you know, it is what it is. It's unfortunate that went down like that. But that's just who I am. If you're being a pussy and you're banning fucking people for sharing a funny fucking meme, then I'm going to call you a pussy. And so I called him a pussy.
Fair enough.
But I mean, if I,
go ahead.
Maybe if I see him in real life, I'll call him a pussy that too. But like I thought he crossed the line a little bit, telling me to go fucking die and shit. Like, if you don't like me, that's fine. But instead of in front of 20,000 people telling me to go fucking die, like we might have to have a little sit down about that, because that's a little, to me, that's a little too far. And I'm a fucking dirty redneck. I can throw the fuck down, but to me, that's let's not go that far. It's a little far.
Maybe it's just his way of showing love.
Well, I don't know. He wouldn't like it if I said that shit, and he wouldn't like it if I, attacked him, his family, or any of that shit. So, but there's the whole Quinn thing. There you go. He don't bother me. I don't know. I don't know what I did to piss him off, but he said he's blacklisted, chat. Blacklisted. I'm like, oh God, blacklisted.
So with all being said, why do you think he actually has that many viewers?
I mean, there's no doubt he's an entertaining guy. I mean,
so just basically with the comedy factor, because a part of this podcast is also
I couldn't tell you, to be honest.
Okay, yeah.
I don't see. I mean, I'm not one of these guys, because we have beef or whatever, that I'm gonna disrespect him and what he's accomplished. Because he is a very successful streamer, and he's got a good brand built up and all that. I mean, there's no denying that. But there are also, just like for me, there's people that don't find his content what they want, just like people don't find what I do ingestible. But he's got something that works. He's also been doing it an incredible amount of time.
How long, do you know?
I don't know. I know he's an OG, but I don't know exactly how long. But
interesting.
I can't take away from what he's. I mean, he's a good streamer. That's. I'd be a fucking lolcow if I denied that, right? That's obvious. I mean, it's obvious the guy's.
Yeah, I wonder
to that, but
what he's doing, what he did, right? Because a lot of this podcast is about also for viewers to understand how this sort of thing happens, where you do get, it's very difficult to even get 10 consistent viewers. To have thousands is just ridiculous. How does that really happen? How does it bloom? And if you kind of say somebody might not have a lot of skill in builds or even in life, I guess, but maybe because they're so funny and the way they, I guess, troll, maybe even what he was saying to you or about Elon was like, because I know I watched the Elon video because my friends were like, this is so fucking funny. You got to see this. You got to see Quinn talking about Elon. And that was like my first experience really with watching a Quinn video. And I did find it funny. It was actually really fucking funny what he was saying about Elon. Although I know that Elon Musk would not like to hear what he was saying. So yeah, it's just funny shit.
You have to have the balls to talk about something that maybe not a lot of people are talking about. An example is what I did with D4. Even though I didn't plan that, a lot of these. Here's the sad reality of content creation: it's not what the viewer views it as. In a lot of cases, it's not a guy that turns on the stream. It's a production. It's a television show. Some of these super big guys, like, there's a lot of shit behind the scenes. And I learned this about fishing too. When I started doing it professionally, I learned a lot of shit behind the scenes about how it really works. If you think that there's really one guy that goes out there all by himself and he wins that tournament all by himself with no help from anybody, you are sadly mistaken. There is an entire entourage of people, following the rules or not, that help his success. And that happens with streaming too. Whether it's people come up with ideas to give him, or not saying Quinn, I'm not trying to single Quinn out. I'm just saying in general. But like, look what Asmon does with the president. He calls him the content president. Most people would be too scared to jump into politics and start covering politics.
Mm.
But Asmon wasn't scared, and he's actually gained like almost 2 million YouTube subs since he started doing politics.
Almost
and I think
always,
that's a lot of it.
almost suicided as not like in real life, but almost destroyed himself as well with the whole Palestine thing as well, right? That was like very close to damage.
But he wasn't gonna destroy himself though. See, that's what you just said right there, is what gets you
bigger. Yeah,
you're not gonna destroy yourself. You're gonna get like, as we saw, that wasn't gonna happen. But that's a huge way to get publicity because they're all over fucking X. You're all over. Same thing as what happened with Quinn. If he goes after Elon Musk and he does this big thing like, well, while that's hot and you farm those hot topics, then people are gonna take notice. And it happened to me with D4. And but see, here's the difference is, while you haven't seen me, I've had a few videos like that. You haven't seen me repeat that over and over and over and over in a repeatable form because I'm not trying to. And at some point, I got tired of covering. It was around season 3, I think. I got tired of covering D4. It was a dead horse. Now, I could have continued and farmed it and farmed it and farmed it and farmed it, but that's just not what I did. So, that's why I get sometimes I get annoyed when folks say I'm a grifter, because you would see that if I was a grifter, I'd have 100K subs. I'd be farming the shit out of that. When in reality, Quinn's actually, that's really what a grifter is. I don't know if I've ever seen a lot of content coming out of his side that's positive. I like him liking a lot of shit. Everything's fucked up or bad, or Vegito's bad, or this is bad, or chat, this is fucked up, or like, that's the strategy. You want to be big. Look at like what Tectone's doing right now. Tectone's really fucking big right now because he's been banned a few times and he's got public beef with other people and all this. It's a big fucking soap opera, is what it is.
Is it like
the more that you can get people to talk about you, whether you've done something good or bad, you're always going to have, unless you've done something really, really bad, but you're usually going to have people on your side or not, and more people that talk about you, whether it's talk good or not, you're going to get people to come watch you. And a lot of people are scared to take a risk to do something because they don't want to face criticism or people talk shit or any of that. Dude, I've had people call me inbred sister fucker and shit on here. Like, that's a lot of the issue with people trying to get their content exposed. They're scared to take a risk. They're scared to say something that other people might be offended by, or they're scared to speak their mind, or they're scared to show their true selves, or any of that. And if you drop all those barricades down and you just be yourself, and hard reality too is sometimes you just don't got it. And like, that has to be said. Not everybody can be a streamer. Not everybody can be a content creator. Just like not everybody can be a doctor. Just like not everybody can be a fucking garbage man. Just like not everybody can be a roofer or a farmer. It's just, fisherman. It's not for, or a fishing guide. Like, it's not for everybody. Like, I want to be really good at math like Rax is, but I just don't have the brain. I don't have the brain for it. It's just not for me. I would love to not have, super debilitating ADHD to where I could study books and like be a doctor, but it's just not me. So sometimes you can try to do everything you can, and it's just not for you. So there is that as well, that nobody ever says, but that does need to be said. As with anything in life, sometimes it's just not for you.
Do you think it's kind of like in school where there's a kid that's doing all the bad shit and he's always getting in trouble, but the whole school knows him?
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. That was me in high school. Like, we had me and my buddies, we were the troublemaker group, and everybody fucking knew us, and we were kind of in a competition to see who could get kind of expelled from school, and see who, like, we had a running tally of detentions, demerits, in school suspension. I mean, we were this is when Jackass was out and Wild Boys was out. We were doing all that shit, snorting pollen off fucking air conditioners, just doing this. Just being just seeking attention, and that's how you do it. And if you apply that same shit to online, then there you go. But at the same time,
that's
you have
funny.
a personal thing to look at. Like, how big a whore do you want to be? How fake do you want? Like, it's a fine line between being yourself and then falsely inflating something that you ain't to get people to like you online. You gotta be real careful. I'm just gonna be real. You gotta be careful doing this shit. It can drastically alter your personality. It can make you seek validations from people on the internet that, if we're just real talking here, you don't know these people, they're NPCs.
Yeah,
And that's not a
dude.
slight to anybody, but let's talk about in your real world. If you were to turn off the internet right now, would you know me? No. I'm an NPC. I'm an image on a fucking screen. I don't affect your real life. And sometimes content creators can, that line can be drawn. It's just gone completely. And this becomes, look at Dark Side Phil, for example. DSP is a perfect example. This has become his entire identity. And I don't know.
Well, I mean,
Just have
look
to
at
do
what
some
we're doing now.
self-examination.
I'm literally this lucky little devil dude, you know? Is that gonna
Oh,
start becoming my identity?
no. I mean, no, but this is a little different when I'm talking. I'm just talking about, like,
Yeah.
you're playing a character, basically. I'm talking about like guys like Quinn, or like personality phase, people you look at. People, that was the big thing that DM told me, that Asmon told him, was don't let chat change you. That's the biggest advice that Asmon gave DM, and DM passed that advice to me, was do not let chat change you. And there's a reason that Asmon said that, because it happens to a lot of people. So,
Interesting. That's funny how you said in school you were kind of rowdy, right? So I was the same. If you saw, there was the part one Cooley video. Guys, I strongly suggest you watch the Cooley podcast. Honestly, it was amazing. And I think Cooley was like that as well. And I imagine Quinn is also like that. But one of the first comments on that video was, I don't even know who it was. Obviously, someone from one of the high schools I went to. And the video was from homeless to debtless. So that's what happened to Cooley. He was homeless and then he went debtless through streaming. And some guy
wow.
commented, from expelled from high school to this. And it was somebody from my school. I don't know who it is. I don't really care. But it's
Nice.
kind of funny, right? Is this like a thing where the people that are kind of just a little bit wild, right, end up doing shit like this because we don't really care about being on camera. Yeah, I'm a cartoon now. I got videos of myself running around and shit in on YouTube. I mean, I've got videos of me literally in the middle of a typhoon, drunk out of my ass, and basically in a different country, not knowing what the hell is going on. And I don't think anyone in their right mind would ever upload shit like that. But the way I went through my teenage years, I'm just like, you know what, this is nothing. I don't really care. Say what you want, you know.
Yeah, it's I
My
look
only thing
back and I'm
is,
like,
yeah,
I mean,
programming kind
we
of
made
saved
all
me,
kind of videos, and we had backyard wrestling, and we had we mock jackass stuff, and I made a big scavenger hunt, just like right after Viva La Bam did their big scavenger hunt. I did a big scavenger hunt. Like, we did all, my buddy Steggy has all the archived footage on VHS. We've all been begging him to. I think maybe he did digitize it, but it's just solid gold. And there's a bunch of videos of me just sitting like we are now, like in front of my truck, just telling stories about all the shit that happened in high school. But um, I think you do. I think to be. I think there's a couple different kind of streamers. Uh, there's your traditional ARPG streamers that are there for games and provide knowledge and hang out and all, and then there's your streamers like, for lack of a better term, I'll say like more mainstream, like Take Tone or Asmon, or they do variety, and you hear them all the time, like Quinn, or guys like that. You hear them all the time, uh, and I think the guys that are the latter are guys like us, and just because you're not like me or you or whatever doesn't mean you couldn't be a successful streamer, but it's just different kinds of streamers.
Mm. For me, it was really like programming. I really wish, well, I don't really wish because I don't know who I would be at this point, but I think if I was introduced to programming earlier in my life, let's say when I was like 12, maybe like before high school or even earlier, I would be a completely different person. I honestly think I'd be in the library like every single lunch studying because once I realized, holy shit, like I'm actually better than most people. Like in my uni and all that, I was probably the best at it. So once I realized that, I was like, wow, okay, I'm actually good at this and I enjoy doing it. I can do it for 10 hours straight. And not even realize it's been 10 hours. It just changed everything for me, right? So I became like a different person almost, and I'm able to build all this stuff. And lo and behold, TCM and everything was born. So yeah, it's interesting, you know. But
Yeah.
high school was a funny time. All right. So, give you know what? Give us the. Let's go back to the ARPGs. Dude, one interesting thing you said as well. I didn't know you had some spout with Rax or something, and he still ended up suggesting you for the podcast, right? And I'm really glad he did because, dude, you're hectic, honestly. Just gonna say, but that's interesting as well.
No, I mean Rax is a real man. So again, like basic
What
human
happened between you
emotion,
two?
like, well, I'm gonna tell you, but like
Yeah.
basic human emotion, basic men shit, like just because you call somebody out for something you don't like or disagree with somebody you don't like doesn't mean, you know, like I ended up being wrong and he was right, and I publicly apologized and made a video and like went to his stream and apologized and was like, you know, I'm sorry I was wrong, and you know, now
Mm,
we're friends. I can call him on the phone right now if I want to, but like he's you know, he's a dude that knows like just, you know, people have human emotion and disagree, and I have a lot of respect for him about that. Like, and I try to be that way too. Like, I don't like people in my chat. You can disagree with me all you want to and shit. Like, I don't ban you for having a just different agreement or whatever. But so what started the whole thing was uh, D4. I personally thought it was distasteful. That, and a lot of it was a lot of this is jealousy driven as well because up until now, I've, you know, any game that I've ever covered, the devs, you know, I'm too hot to handle. They don't even want to approach anything, nothing. So I'm dealing with all this shit, getting ready for D4, and then Rax is going viral for the 17 damage shit. And I'm like, God fucking damn it. We're already shitting on the game before it even releases. I'm like, that shit just, like, it did. I don't know. I just ran with it, you know, content creator. Just ran with it. I was like, you know what? If Rax is gonna be 17 damage, anti-druid, the druid sucks, I'll show his ass. This is how delusional it was, right? Now I'm not thinking about, again, I'm early. I don't know how things really, I don't understand how things work yet. I don't put 2 and 12 together to realize that, you know, Rax like talks to the devs and like he's probably played the game a whole bunch and he already knows that like it's probably not going to be very good. You know, like I hadn't even thought about that yet. So anyway, we went full druid gang, man. It's so bad to watch my old D4 shit. It's so embarrassing. Like it's cringe. I refuse to go watch it now. It's so cringe. But like we went full
go watch it,
druid
guys.
team, oh, Rax is gonna be anti D4 or anti druid. I'm gonna be pro druid. Hell yeah. So that went on, and the game came out, and the druid was just the biggest piece of fucking shit. So like one day I just had an epiphany. I was like, that son of a bitch was right about everything. God damn it. And I went over to the stream and I said, I'm a piece of shit and I was wrong about everything. And you were fucking right about everything. And I'm sorry. You know, sorry for being a shit ass and you know, whatever. And so he immediately stopped stream, was like, oh no, it's cool, dude. I was like, no, it's not cool. I was like, I'm coming to I appreciate you saying it's cool, but it's not cool. Like, you know, I was wrong. You know, like I said to start the podcast off, you know, if I feel like I've done something shitty, you know, that's just how I am. So anyway, I went over there and apologized, made a video about it, and you know, we kind of developed a friendship since then, and talked behind the scenes, and he's given me some advice about my channel, and but yeah, that's
nice. Rax is a
that was
legend.
I mean, it was nothing like, it's nothing like even really real life. Like I wouldn't have, it's not like there's business with me and Quinn. Like that, it wasn't like that. Like that's a real fucking, you know, like if Quinn were to come stateside and show up in Georgia, like not threatening or anything, but I would go ask him why he said that shit. You know, this shit with Rax wasn't, you know, it was. I don't want to say it was content because it's how I felt, but like it's just what you know we needed. I ran with the druid shit, and that's what we did. But after a while, it's like, Hawg, you got egg all over your face here, dude. You're gonna have to fess up and you know take the L on them and realize you know that you weren't the victor in this. He was right, and so he even laughed. He was like, Hawg, man, like of course I knew. Like I played it. I was like, yeah, I know. I fucking realized that now. Like, god damn it. So yeah, that was the whole thing. It's kind of the downside to being I call it loose cannon. That's why I call my shit loose cannon productions, because sometimes you got to backtrack and you know it's just part of being a loose cannon. Mama called it a bull in a china shop, is what she said. You're a bull in a china shop.
Interesting. So just out of curiosity, how did you come to apologize to him initially? Were you in the chat or you Discorded him? Because I'm always wondering what's the best way to
I went in the chat.
actually directly in Twitch chat. Okay, interesting.
No, I wanted everybody to see. I wanted to be a public. I didn't want to be a little bitch and hide behind the fucking scene. Like I did it publicly in front of 1,000+ people because I wanted to let everybody know I was wrong. Like it's just the kind of guy I am. Like so I went straight in his chat and just like he's you know he watches the chats. He'll see if you say something. Yeah. I went in there and I said, hey dude, you know I feel like I was wrong and I did you wrong and you were right and I owe you an apology. And you know he saw it and was like, you know, and you know that was that. So.
And Asmongold, you contacted through Discord with a private message when you're not even friends or in a server. So he would have had to go to his spam box, and he replied in 20 minutes.
I don't know about all that. Now I don't know about. Don't hold me to timelines.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just Southerner speaking in generality. I don't know. You know, all that was a crazy blur. But I'll tell you that he, you know, I contacted a few people and then I messaged him and he did respond to me and say, my bad, like we're on it right now.
Okay, because it's,
you know,
it's always like a good thing to know how to contact content creators, right? Because they seem sometimes almost impossible to get in touch with, especially if you just end up in their spam boxes or whatnot. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be different. Like your responses and shit are gonna be different depending on what you're contacting them about too. So like if I were to there's been times where I've messaged him before and not got a response, but it wasn't because of something that needed. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like I might have said, hey, you know, check this, you know, just check this out in your side time or whatever, you know, not getting you to react to this or anything. And then he won't respond to that. But, you know, something that was like that, you know, where I'm not getting credited on my video and shit, like, you know, that was, I don't know. So I guess the best way, if you're like just another streamer to try to get to another streamer is through Discord. But that might, you know, you probably, if you're doing business inquiries that way, it probably needs to go through their business. Most guys have a business email that goes to the business email that way. Because I do know some guys that's actually why Asmon changed from streaming on his Asmongold name, is he got so sick of people just messaging him for opportunities. He's like, shit. So that's actually why he's on his Zachar now, which I just learned a little bit ago. I guess when you get to that point, you've got so many people hitting you up all the time that.
And for anybody listening, I just want to say a tip from myself. Never try to contact someone by saying, hello, can I have a bit of your time, please? Especially on
get
Discord.
Blocked instantly.
Yeah, because on Discord, there's a lot of scammers. So let's say you want to do video editing, which is always useful, at least for something like TCM. Video editing, you just can't get enough of it. Any good video editor is always worth something. Or you're doing some type of art or whatever, right? If you just say, hello, can I have a bit of your time? I know you're busy. You will never get a reply because that's what scammers say, basically.
That's
Always
what the art
just
sellers say.
yeah, the art sellers always
Dude,
just straight up.
Ooh, I hate the. I see, we've got a focus issue with my camera. I hate the art sellers. Look,
Yeah.
message to all the art sellers: stop. No, I'm serious. There is no. If you're an artist, I love you, but you need to come up with a better way than messaging a creator in Discord and say, "Hey, I sell art. Would you like to look at my art?" Because you're gonna get told "fuck off," especially by me. I'm gonna go fucking insane on you, and then I'm gonna block you, and then wherever you came from, like the last one I just got messaged, came from Action Aaron's place. So what's gonna happen is the second that I find out where you came from, I'm gonna go message the head of that Discord and say, ban this motherfucker out of your shit. And it's gonna turn into a chain reaction. No, I'm serious, dude. I am sick of it. Yeah. There is multiple ways. It is no different than me messaging every single solitary person out there and saying, hey, have you watched my video? Can you watch my video? No. You need to go out there. There's plenty of channels to do it, to go find if you know, it's Fiverr, you know, whatever the fuck it is. But direct messaging me, trying to, and they've gotten good where they try to make you think it's for something else. And then here's their artwork. Oh my God, that's my biggest pet peeve. God, it's not even that. It's just stop. It's like somebody knocking on your door to try to sell you a vacuum cleaner. It's like, bro, like, I hate to be a dick, but like, I'm not paying you for that shit, first of all. Like, I'm an art, you know, like I do creation. I'm not trying to sound like a fucking shit ass, like I'm shitting on artists. But like, I'm broke. So I'm going to go to ChatGPT if I need something that bad and get it fucking that way. Like, that way I don't, just to spite you because you fucking advertise, you messaged me. Like, and then they come in your Discord and they message not just you, they message everybody. So then you've got everybody messaging you like, who'd you let in the fucking Discord trying to sell me art? I'm not even a streamer. Just stop.
Swear. And if
anyway.
you're serious about it, guys, my advice is in the very first message, show something related to the actual content creator. Like, for example, we have a guy called Lamarck who basically, he was in our stream, right? And he was like, I can do this and that. And it was so relevant to what we were trying to achieve that actually we've been working with him. He's one of our favorite guys now for, I think it's been like half a year or some shit. And now that's very rare. And I've also found that sometimes if I pick up a random person, what happens is further down the line, it's worse. Like something happens where it was just a massive waste of time. Even if they were producing something good for a little while, there can be something that happens that just makes it all just bad. But
let me give you one that I just experienced.
Go for it.
Okay, so I own the Hawg logo, everything, the face, all that. I bought it from a guy. It's mine. And I had a guy that's been with me. He was on my old rotation. He was like, you know, B team, for lack of a better thing. But he played D3 with us in the very beginning of my channel. And he was like, he worked in a restaurant or something. He wasn't a professional artist. And he volunteered to do some stuff for me. He's a really good guy. But he didn't message me randomly. Like, I played Diablo with him. He told me he does art. So kind of like what you're talking about with that other guy. So fast forward last year, he updates my Hawg logo to the retro version it is now with the background and all, which is super cool. So about 8-9 months ago, I don't even know the exact timeline, I went to him and started talking about a store because people want a store. And so we worked out a deal that he come up with like 6 images for me. Now, they were already of my Hawg everything. He just put like one of them, he put goggles on one, like just simple shit. Okay. And they sucked because this is how many t-shirts we sold, how much merch we sold when I launched the store. This many. We had 300, 400, 500 people, and it was attached to every video that I put out and everything. Nobody bought shit. We had an agreement that I'd give him 10% of the sales. 20% of the sales, whatever the fucking percentage of the sales was. Well, the store opened and it went out of business 8 months later.
Yeah.
Now, I had a there's always some shit that happens with a community, but I lost my main moderator, and he backstabbed me, sabotaged the guy that I was having to come in that was gonna edit and shit, and he got jealous. Just typical fucking baby shit that happens all the time. And so I lost a couple of really good core guys that had been with me a long time because he was, whispering shit behind my back that wasn't true. And I thought this guy, I hadn't seen him. Dude, I'm talking about a year. I hadn't heard from this guy. 1 year. I thought he disappeared. Never heard from him again. I don't have any contract work, no paperwork, no nothing from his ass. Well, then Path Exile 2 starts coming around and he starts showing back up. 1 year. Now this timeline is accurate because I went and looked at the messages. 1 year. So he ain't said nothing about the store, none of that shit. So Christmas comes around and I got some donations. And I said, you know what? I'm going to give this guy some money because he designed the artwork and shit for me for the store, and the store we didn't even sell anything. So at least I'm going to give him some damn money for it. So I sent him some money, and it's the only time I was ever smart. And I did this in the Venmo. I put what the money was for. I usually never do that, but this time I put for artwork, for the channel for artwork. And I put it, I'm not going to say his name out here, but I put for the guy's name for artwork. And we were cool. I told him, I said, here's some money. I appreciate everything you done for me. La, la, la. Then my old lady, audience starts demanding the store again. So I go to my old lady and I say, I want you to own the store this time. I said, I can't do a store. I failed at it last time. I want you to run the store. It'll be your baby. You do the designs. You do everything. I don't want to fucking hear nothing about the store. You deal with the store. So she did it. Hired the artist. And right before she hired the artist, I reached back out to the same guy. And I said, hey, I need the logo modified, my artwork modified, all this stuff for some upcoming stuff. Can you take it on? And he said, no. He said he was involved with a big video game project and he could not take on the stuff, and he no longer had my files. He deleted everything. And I said, okay, cool. So we went and hired another artist, or she did, got all the stuff done. And all of a sudden he messages me now. He don't watch my streams. He never comes around, nothing. All of a sudden he messages me wanting to know who altered his artwork. I said, excuse me? And he said, this stuff was supposed to be like we talked a year and a half ago about a store, and all this was supposed to be in a store. Where's the store? I want my money for the designs. I was fucking dumbfounded. I said, I paid you for all that shit. First of all, I said, this is my design. I fucking own this shit. This wasn't, none of his artwork was even featured anywhere near anything that I had on this fucking merchandise store. I ain't heard a peep out of this guy for literally a year or more, and already paid him for the artwork. And then now that there's a cool store that was making money, then he wanted to come back around and try to get a piece of my ass. Yeah, I don't fucking think so. And so then he tried, going around to other folks saying that I never paid him for none of the artwork. Well, goddamn, I was glad I had that fucking receipt. Because, you let that be a lesson to folks too. If anybody is going to do anything for you, regardless of if you've got one viewer or if you've got 2,000 viewers, if they're going to do anything for you, no matter how trivial it is, you better get every goddamn thing in fucking writing, and you better have receipts for everything. And if you pay somebody some money, you better have fucking receipts, and you better write down what you paid them for. You better have all that shit ready. Because this dude, I wasn't having none of this shit. I have been sabotaged so many times. I just fucking get rid of them immediately. Nope. I don't owe you shit. I don't have you're not even, no, I paid you. I've got the receipts. I showed the audience the receipts. I showed everything. So he tried to go around to other Discords and act like I was thieving from him. So I give the Venmo receipts to everybody so they could share it and squash that fucking bug. But that shit you got to look out for too is, people that are in your corner and do shit. You know, he was trying to even get payment for the shit that he did for free like 2 years ago. You know, that he just give to me and was like, oh, here, you know. And on the other side, I'm sitting here encouraging the man to go build a portfolio and get out of the fucking restaurant being a busboy or whatever the fuck he was. So always be very careful in this shit, y'all. I'm serious as a fucking heart attack. Yeah. Always be very, very careful.
Because shit can go out on like you said, he's going around in other Discords. He could be writing crap on Reddit. And Reddit is fucked because you can have a post about you on Reddit and you won't even be able to reply to it because they've archived it or banned you or some bullshit like that.
That's why I say always have the fucking receipts and shit. And the biggest thing is, I told a young streamer this shit too. The biggest thing that I can tell anybody is behind the scenes, don't never message somebody nothing in a direct message that you wouldn't want the entire world to see. And that's another thing, especially if you're younger and you're like, you know, there's a reason I'm saying this is a younger streamer that I know got to talking to in DMs, got to talking to another gal in DMs, just like every other man does. And she leaked a bunch of the DMs. Now he didn't say anything that was, you know, wrong or whatever, but it was just a learning lesson for him. You know, not everything that you say is private and you think it might be private. So always keep that in the back of your mind too. But I've learned a lot of my life, especially from people that sabotage. That's what happened to my guide business is I took on another guide that was a friend of mine, and he ended up sabotaging my shit, got me a cease and desist on my podcast that I was doing, my fishing podcast, and then undercut me and went and worked for the competition. So you got to be so careful. And I hate to be that guy that's like, oh, the world's, you know, I know there's a lot of people that try to be toxic positive about shit, but you always gotta keep that option open that shit could happen. Even if it's somebody that you know, or especially if it involves money. The second somebody thinks they're gonna get money, like that whole shit with the artist shit was hilarious. That he was demanding payment. You know how many t-shirts I've sold? 7. I'm like, damn. So I gave you some money for this. I'll tell you, it's $100. I gave you $100, but your royalties on this, even if it's not your artwork, but even if it was, your royalties would be like 70 fucking cents. So like, which one do you want? You want the $100 that I gave you that I didn't have to give you because we didn't sell anything, but I felt bad, so I paid you, or did you want 70 fucking cents from a totally different deal?
Nah, that's ridiculous, dude. That's bottom feeder shit for sure.
Yeah, it's leech. That's what it is. A fucking leech.
We have a running joke. There's a website called leech.com. So funny. I wrote a troll comment on it. They sell leeches. I'm not going to get into it, but there's a funny comment I wrote there about like, these are the best leeches, like chuck them on my testicles and shit. Like, I don't know. I was just really trolling that site. Anyways,